This is our champion, Jason Myers, with current winnings of $1,001,750. He is 3 wins away from a brand new car. Stand by to see if he can continue his championship and find out as... From the MBG Production Studios, it's everybody's game of strategy, knowledge, and fun. It's Tic-Tac-Toe. Now, let's welcome our host. It's Turd Ferguson.
All right, here we go again. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much, Travis Coulter. We are back once again for episode 15 of Turd's Tic-Tac-Toe. As you just heard there in our cold open, we are bringing back a champion with a whole heck of a lot of money, and he's going to have to face a brand new challenger today, working his way towards 5 wins in a car. So, Travis Coulter, won't you please introduce us to our 2 competitors in Game 1?
All right, first is our champion. He is a meat cutter from around the area of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's Jason Myers. And his challenger, we have a college student and a very smart person. Please meet Paul Scheer.
Thank you for having me.
Well, looky what we've got here going on today. It is going to be a battle of the heavyweights, and we start with the heaviest of them all, and it is Jason Myers. Jason, you are back with us again. You've got 2 wins under your belt, and you are over the $1 million mark. Since we last saw each other, have you been able to kind of come to terms with your epic win?
Not necessarily. Still trying to get over that initial shock. Might take me a couple of episodes, but yeah, not over it quite yet.
Well, it was definitely one for the ages. So as we get ready to do battle again, tell our viewers at home just a little something about yourself that they may not already know.
To correct the announcer, I'm actually from outside of New Orleans, Louisiana, not Baton Rouge.
He drinks. He drinks.
We got started early.
I am a meat cutter during the day when I'm not working. I enjoy video games. I enjoy watching game shows. On again, off again, voice actor. And yeah.
And I know that you're also the host of a very popular game series right now that's airing on your YouTube channel, Definition. So real quick, go ahead and tell our audience out there, how can they find your videos of Definition?
The easiest way to do that would be to search for my channel name, which would be Jakaya316. Either that or search for Definition Game Show. You'll probably find a lot of Jim Perry Canadian game show videos, but somewhere in there should be everything that I've done.
Well, we are definitely loving that series so far, and we wish you the best of luck today. And I think we can all agree you're going to need it, because now coming up here against you is today's challenger. He is an absolute titan in the trivia community. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paul Scheer. Paul, welcome to Tic-Tac-Toe.
Thank you. That was a very lovely introduction. I really appreciate it.
Hey, I'm nothing if not lovely. But so with that said, so I know this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is your first time. Well, no, I take that back. This is not. This is your second time with us. You played against John back in episode 4, so it has been quite a bit since we've seen you. So remind everybody at home just a little bit more about yourself.
I'm a 4th-year medical student, currently applying for surgery residency. Yeah, really. I don't find out where I'm going until next month. Next month to the day, March 15th. So I'm really excited. I'm legally obligated to go wherever I get in, and I'll finally start making some coin. Very little, but some money at least.
I believe that would be a special word. Travis, what is it that we say around here when someone makes coin?
Bank.
There you go. All right. Well, we definitely wish you the best with that, and we know with if your medical skills are anything like your trivia skills, then America is definitely in luck. Going to have another top quality doctor out there. So again, best of luck with that, and best of luck today in the game.
Thank you, sir.
Now, with that, of course, here on Turd's Tic Tac Dough, we do 2 bonus categories in the game, and the way we do it, we do allow our challenger to choose the 2 bonus categories. So if you'll give me 2 numbers between 1 and 15, please.
7 and 3, please.
7 and 3. All right, so with that being said, once again, best of luck to both of you. This is our game of X's and O's, where we're going to try to get 3 of those in a row, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. We're going to do some answering trivia questions, and today they're going to be in these categories, and they are female singers, the grand question, tourist sites, the space age, colors, baseball, Hitchcock, player pass, and languages. All right, so you'll notice those 2 red flashing categories there. Those are the ones that Paul just picked for us. Those are extra special categories, and we'll talk more about those if they get chosen during our game today. All right, so with that, Jason, we start with you, my friend. So go ahead and choose our first category.
I feel cheap picking this one, but why not? Colors.
All right, we're going with colors in the center box. Of course, our center box is worth $500 added to the pot because it's a 2-part question, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So we will also give you some extra time to think about it. The first question I'm going to ask you, Jason, is what is the famous plaza located in the middle of Moscow known as? And the second part of that question is what country will we find the city of Moscow in? Here comes your extra time to think about it. All right, Jason. So let me get back to that there. So the first part of the question is, what is the famous plaza located in the middle of Moscow known as?
Red Square.
That's correct. And for that center box and $500, tell me what country will you find the city of Moscow in?
That would be Mother Russia.
And that is a mother flipping correct answer. Well done. $500 is added to the pot, and we All right, we have got a great start to the game here. Paul, give us our next category, please.
Let's see. Let's do play or pass.
All right, play or pass in the lower left-hand side. Okay, this is one of our red categories, so let me go ahead and explain it to you. The contestant can answer the first question that's read from a category, or they can pass that one, but then you have to answer the very next one that I give you. Okay, so here's your first question, and now with the way I've got this, you'll tell me if you want to accept this question or if you want to pass it for a separate one. If you tell me you want to play it, you will need to give me a second to then flip over to the answer because it's on a totally separate page. So here is the first question that you can choose from. So, Paul, which president was on the $5,000 bill? Would you like to play this question, or do you want to pass for a second question that you will then have to answer?
I think I do know this, but I'm actually going to pass it.
All right, you are going to pass. Okay, so then here comes your second question. All right, Paul, who was the only man to become both vice president and president after resignations? So if you will give me just a second there. All right, so you have your question. What would be the answer?
Gerald Ford.
And you've got it.
Thank you.
$750 is in the pot, and we shuffle again. We have got a fantastic start to this game so far. This is what we love to see. All right, Jason, we are back to you. Where do you want to go?
Language.
All right, language up in the upper left-hand corner. Portuguese, French, Italian, and Spanish are 4 languages that have come out from what kind of language group?
Repeat the question.
Sure. Portuguese, French, Italian, and Spanish are 4 languages that have come out from what kind of language group?
Would that be Latin?
No, I'm sorry. Those are actually the Romance languages.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Forgot
sound
that was
nice
very
guess, though.
beautiful. Very beautiful sounding languages. All right, let's shuffle. All right, Paul, he's opened up a door for you here. What do you want to do with it?
I give you 3 out of 4. Portuguese is kind of rough.
Oh boy, these are some juicy categories. Let's do space age. I
All
like
right,
space.
Space Age going right back up in that upper left-hand corner. And here comes your question. What was the name of the capsule that carried astronaut John Glenn, which led into the first American in orbit?
John Glenn, first capsule. Is that Mercury?
No, I'm sorry. That would be the Friendship 7.
Oh, yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, that one is definitely a little tough. But I tell you, I've been watching a lot of videos recently on space, and yeah, what we are still learning about space is amazing. All right, we shuffle. All right, so Jason, kind of dodged a bullet there. What do you do now?
I'll try my luck again with languages.
All right, back into languages up in the upper right-hand corner this time. Back to the old language. Okay, and this is a multiple choice question. So your choices: a hub country, an elocution country, or a speaker country. Jason, what do you call the country where the origin of a particular language was born?
And what were the choices?
Choices are a hub country, an elocution country, or a speaker country.
An elocution country?
No, I'm sorry. It's actually a hub country.
Mm.
Yeah, nothing doing there. Yeah, we got some tough stuff going tonight. We shuffled. $750 is in the pot. Paul, back over to you.
Okay, I really do like your player pass category, so I'm going to go for it again.
All right, back now over into player pass in the lower left-hand corner. All right, and here is your first choice of questions. Paul, who was the commissioner of Major League Baseball that handed Shoeless Joe Jackson a lifetime ban? Would you like to take this question, or do you want to pass it?
I have a guess, but I think I'm thinking of the wrong person, so I'm going to pass.
All right, going to pass that one. And then here comes the question that you must answer. All right, Paul, who was the last Major League Baseball player to have played in the Negro Leagues?
Okay. I mean, he broke the color barrier. There's other ones. I'll go with it. Jackie Robinson.
No, I'm sorry. It's actually Hank Aaron. Hammer and Hank. All right. Yeah, we I believe it was it last year or the year before that we lost Hank. But yeah, quite a fantastic player. All right, we shuffle. All right, Jason, we're back to you. This is definitely not what I was expecting. You've opened the door for Paul twice, and he's not kicked it way through. I might suggest you find your way to shut that door before he does.
Right. Let's go with the grand question.
A grand question. Absolutely one of my favorites. This one is purely simple. I'm going to give you a question. You get it right, and it's going to add $1,000 to the pot. All right, here comes your question. Tides are causes by the gravitational pull of the moon and what other celestial object?
I hope that would be the sun.
And that'll be worth $1,000 to the pot. Well done. $1,750 is the pot, and shuffle is the time.
Isn't it between the moon and the earth?
So yeah, that one actually, I will honestly say that one surprised me. But yeah, that's that's what my my literature tells me. So Paul, you've got yourself an opportunity here. We'll just say what would you like to do here?
No, I guess I got to go for the block with Hitchcock.
All right, going with the block. A vertical block here is what you need to get this question right to stop Jason. Which Hitchcock movie starring Tippi Hedren was about a group of flying creatures who goes crazy on a small town? For the vertical block of Jason, name the Hitchcock film.
Oh, darn. Yeah, I don't think I know this one. The Killing Fields?
No, I fully expected you to know that one. This is one of his
No.
most iconic, The Birds.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
I was thinking Bird again.
Yeah.
The birds.
Definitely a good try there, and I can say I don't know much about Hitchcock myself, but $1,750 is in the pot. We never know what'll happen. Let's shuffle. All right, Jason. What's your pleasure?
I'll try tourist sites for the win.
All right, tourist sites here. Jason, get this question correct. You will have a vertical tic-tac-toe, $2,000, which will be added to your winnings. You'll be a 3-time champion. And I still can't believe I'll be saying this. You will have a grand total in those 3 wins of $1,003,750. So let's take a look at a question on tourist sites. Jason, made into a national landmark in 1964, what New York bridge opened in 1883 and was designed by architect John Roebling? For tic-tac-toe and $2,000, name the bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge.
You've got tic-tac-toe.
Oh, wow. Good game. Nothing
Good
I can
game,
do.
Joel.
I am very middle ground on all these games, but I can honestly say I love you, Jason. I didn't see that coming. Wow, that shows that Lady Luck has absolutely been on your side so far. Congratulations there to you. $2,000 added to that total. We'll come back to you in just a minute, Paul. I'm please do not take it in any way as disrespect. I'm just shocked.
No, I mean, I learned some stuff and had a good time. Congrats to Jason. Good luck. And
Thank you.
Yeah, I will tell you it was, no matter what, it was an absolute heavyweight fight. There was definitely some challenging trivia in there today, and I know that's something that I'm all about, and I believe you're about it as well, Paul, is definitely expanding that knowledge base with new things that we may not have heard before. So we will say we are going to give you the $250 for that box that you did earn, and we add that on with the winnings that you had from episode 4, so that'll bring you up to $750 so far. Definitely stick around, because if the dragon is as pissed off at Jason as I heard him say earlier, you might get a chance to play in just a minute. So we definitely hope that you will come back and play with us again this season, because you are a fantastic trivia player.
well, thank you.
And we continue to wish you all the success. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Shear. And with that being said, we're going to take our first commercial break here. When we come back, Jason's going to go up against the really, really pissed off Fluffy right here on Turd's Tic Tac Toe on the NBG Television Network. All right, everybody, welcome back here to Turd's Tic Tac Toe. Jason, you just got your 3rd win. As I told you before the break, Fluffy is just throwing some flames back there. Are you sure you're ready to go up against him?
No.
Well,
but I have to anyway.
Yes, you do have to, because it is in the contract. So come on over, let's do this thing. All right, Jason Meyer, you are back once again to go up against Fluffy. You took him for a pile of cash the first time you played him, but he did put a stop to you the second time. Let's see what happens in the 3rd go-around. As you know, we've got our 9-number boxes up here, and behind them we have dollar amounts. Those dollar amounts range anywhere between $1 and $500. If you can come up with $1,000 or more before you find that dragon, we are going to give you another $50,000. Now, as you have already found out, if you can find Tick and Tack, we'll give you the money as well. But if you can find them in your first two choices in either order, we will double that up to $100,000. But as you can tell, I had to actually push the mute button on his screen because, as you can tell, he is pissed. So, I would say tread lightly. Hopefully you understand the rules as they have been given to you. If not, I wish you the best either way, and shoo That's one of my favorite things in the entire world to say. All right, so Jason, you've got 9 boxes. I've got the time. You give me a number.
4.
All right, we are starting off with box 4 today. We know that is Nels' favorite place to sit, the upside down bar stool. So let's hope it is a good beginning for you. Seamus, show us box 4, please. $150. Okay. Fluffy can have a breather back there. You're $850 away, but if you're feeling just a little too nervous about him, I'll give you that $150 to just go on and face your next opponent.
Nah, I'm gonna keep going.
All right, he goes on. Where we go to next?
3.
All right, 3 is next. Fluffy's comb, and I'm sure you see extra hair stuck in it right now because he's been losing it ever since last week. Let's find out what's behind 3, Seamus. There's Tack. Well, if only you would have found that in your last choice.
Yeah.
All right, so no extra money's in there. Again, I'll offer you $150 to walk away.
Keep going.
All right, he goes on. Where to?
Let's see. Last time Tack was in 3, Tick was in 8. Would they dare do it again? 8.
All right, he says box number 8. If we can find a Tick here, he has won $50,000. If it's money, we continue on. Seamus, box 8. That's $400. All right, we're up to $550 a pot now. You're only $450 away. So you know there are at least 2 boxes up on that board right now that can give you an instant win. Do you want to take $550 and go for your next opponent, or do we keep on pushing to $50K?
Keep going.
All right, we go on. Which number is talking to you?
Number 2.
Box number 2. That little deuce. Is that little deuce going to give you a win, or is it going to drop a deuce all over your hopes and dreams? Seamus, box 2, please. You win.
I'll take it.
So there have been several champions before you. There will probably be some champions after you. There may not be any money left, but there's probably going to be some champions someday after you. But Jason Meyer, you have had a heck of a run against this bonus board so far, and I can't believe it's showing it correctly. Your total now in 3 games is $1,053,750, sir. Well done to you.
Wow.
You are very good at sniffing out that Tick and Tack. Now, I'm going to tell you, I ain't giving you any extra money for it. And you know what, for that matter, just to make sure that Fluffy doesn't get any more pissed, because I think I can hear him back there right now howling at the moon, which dragons normally don't do. So just to keep you safe, I'm going to send you back to your podium, and I'm going to call for our friend Paul to come out. Paul, let's play a little Dragon Finder, if you will.
Alrighty. I think it's in number 7.
All right, well, we're going to wheel out our podium here. It is run on AA batteries, so it does take a second. I never understood why they didn't plug it into the wall outlet. But, all right, so if you can find the dragon right here, Paul, I will give you $250 to go on to your season total.
Okie dokie.
All right, and of course, if you don't find the dragon, then we're going to add $50 to the pot, and I will ask another member, random member of the audience that's not currently playing, to then go up against you to try to keep the money from you. All right. So, with that being said, Paul, where was it you said you wanted to look?
Number 7, please.
All right. Paul says box number 7. Will we find Fluffy in box 7? No, but we did find the $300, so we're now up to 300. So now let's call somebody up that has not played. I'm absolutely positive tic-tac-toe so far this season. Adam Oliver. Adam, are you there? Good job, Adam. All right. So then we will go over to another person that I believe it's been a little bit at least since he's played. Let's go to our favorite non-celebrity big brother, Chris. Chris, tell me where Fluffy is.
9.
He says 9. So for $300, is Fluffy behind box 9? You got it. So well done to you there, Chris. One selection for you, and you have found Fluffy, and you have yourself $300 to go on to your season total. Just making a quick little note about that. All
Just
right.
for the record, I didn't like that dragon.
You say what now?
For the record, I don't like that dragon.
Well, let's just hope for your viewing pleasure that Fluffy does not wind up on the next season of Celebrity Big Brother, because then it might be the last one. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the board. And of course, we see there are the rest of the dollar amounts. All right, so with that being said, we are going to take ourselves a break. When we come back, Jason's going to have his next opponent right here on Turd's Tic-Tac-Toe on the MVG Television Network. All right, welcome back here to Turd's Tic-Tac-Toe. Jason, you just got yourself another victory on our bonus board against Fluffy. You are climbing very, very quickly up that money ladder, and you are getting really close to being able to play for a car. But before we can do that, you've got to get your 4th win, and you need to do so against a new opponent. Travis Coulter, will you please introduce us to his next opponent?
My next opponent is also from New Orleans, Louisiana. He is an assistant manager at a clothing retail store. Please meet James Doe. Bang!
James Doe himself. He is the man that supposedly began NXT all by himself.
Nope,
James, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Well, that's super. Well, James, I'm taking a quick look over my log here, and I see that this is your, I believe, 2nd time with us now.
Yeah, first I went against Brandon, now I'm going against Jason. Well, hi, Jason.
Yes. You definitely like to pick your marks to go up against some of the titans of trivia here at MVG Productions, and you're going to do so again this time. And the first time you were out, you did get one correct for $250. So what do you feel like your strategy is going to be different this time to help you win?
Just hope that the categories are in my favor.
Well, of course, I would say I have nothing to do with the categories, but I absolutely do. So, but I did know that you were going to be playing, so we'll see if they go your way. But again, we wish you the best of luck today in our game. And before we get going any further, I made the joke about you in NXT, but tell the fans out there just a little something about yourself.
Oh, I am an assistant manager at a sports clothing apparel store, and I also referee on the side.
What would you say your favorite sport is to referee?
Football.
Football, okay. Yeah, we just finished up another fantastic football playing season. I guess it's always kind of odd because, you got high school football that kind of ends around the early parts of December. Then you've got college football that makes it into January, and then you've got professional football that makes it into February. And then we have a really, really what feels like a long off season compared to some of the other professional sports.
Yep. I'm just curious what kind of rule changes that they have for the season coming up, honestly.
So since you say you like football, let me ask you kind of a non-refereeing question before we get into the game. What is your feeling? Because I know that starting here pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken, the USFL is making their way back into the football landscape. Plus, I know there are other leagues that are talking about getting started up. Do you think that spring football, while never as popular as the NFL, will ever be a thing for us here in the U.S.?
I would just say give it time and exposure, then probably yes. But honestly, like, just hope it's not like the AAF and the XFL, which basically folded in the middle of the season. Well, XFL was just because of COVID, but
Yeah, that's true. I really felt like that in some of those markets for the, um, I believe it was with the XFL that they were generating some good buzz and that they had a chance. But yes, as you said, COVID got them, which it's gotten a lot of us, as many of you may know from watching the last episode. I was dealing with COVID the last time you heard me. This time I'm sounding a little bit better. I'm starting to get on the right path to being completely better. So, but with all of that said, let's get on into our game here. So, James, as our challenger here, you get to select our bonus categories for this round here. So, give me two numbers, please, between 1 and 15.
3 and 12.
3 and 12. All right. Well, with that being said, of course, as we know, we're going to be trying to get 3 X's or O's in a line, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, answering trivia questions. And we'll do so in this game in these categories, and they are currency, 3 to win, famous pairs, psychology, the 2000s, movies, weather, the grand question, and names the same. You'll see our 2 flashing red categories there. We've got grand question back again from the last game. And we will talk more about those if those are chosen during our game today. So, with that being said, Jason Effin Myers, as everyone likes to call you, and I almost messed up there. I added the S back on. But you are our champion, so you get to start us off. Best of luck to both of you, and here we go.
Let's try names the same.
All right, names the same in the lower right-hand corner. Jason, what last name is shared by a CBS newscaster, Mike, and the former governor of Alabama, George?
Wallace.
Wallace is correct. You have got that box. You start us off with $250. $250 is what our outer box is worth. $500 for the center, and we shuffle. All right, James. Of course, you're going to have your work cut out for you here. So, where would you like to begin?
You know, when I was young, I always thought of myself as want to be a meteorologist, so I'm going to go with weather.
You're going where? Weather?
Yeah, weather.
All right, weather. All right, so up in the upper right-hand corner. So let's see what you can do with this question in weather. All right, James, what kind of storm is a violently rotating column of air that is in contact with both surface of the earth and a cloud?
Tornado! Tornado!
That is correct. Tornado, you got it. $500 in the pot. One fantastic start again here to this game, and we shuffle. All right, Jason, you've got yourself another competitor here. What are you going to do?
Let's try the grand question.
All right, the grand question, once again, one of my favorites. Pretty simple here. Get this question on the grand question correct, and you will add $1,000 to the pot. Jason, what hip-hop group did Lil Wayne join in 1996?
Oh, man. I could see the album cover in my head because my cousin used to have their albums, but I can't remember the name of the group. Was it the 504 Boys?
You got one of the words right. It was the Hot Boys.
Ah!
I'm so sorry, Jason. Nothing doing there. We've still got 500 in the pot, though, and we shuffle. James, he's left the door open for you. His last competitor did not kick through the door. Can you? Where you want to go?
The 2000s.
All right, the 2000s in the upper center. Let's get you a question there. What new governmental department was created in 2002 in response to the terrorist attacks a year before?
Homeland Security?
The Department of Homeland Security is correct. You got it. $750 in the pot. James Doe has come to play. We shuffle. Jason, you have got a game going here. What do you do to put a stop to it?
Well, I'm gonna have to try to block them. So, psychology.
All right, psychology. So, of course, you need to get this question in psychology correct to have a horizontal block of James. So, let's get you a question in psychology. What is the psychological term for the part of the mind that is the source of unconscious impulses that seeks satisfaction? So, for the horizontal block of James, name the term.
I haven't the faintest idea, so I'm just gonna say the id.
Jason, you got it! It is the id. We've got $1,000 in the pot, and I have a shuffle.
It's probably the only term in psychology that I know.
Well, thank goodness for you. You know one of them at least. So now, James Doe, we come back to you.
Damn it. Something. Jason, I hate you.
This is a very interesting board.
It is. I have to go for the block psychology. Even though
All
I hate
right.
it.
Psychology in the center there. Of course, James, this is going to be a two-part question. And being two parts, it will be a little bit tougher. So we're going to give you extra time to think about it. It'll also be worth $500. And you also need to get this correct to have a diagonal block of Jason. Your first question, what is the psychological term that describes a person who suffers from brain abnormalities with disorganized speech and hallucinations? The second question is, what hallucinogenic drug was supposedly used for psychiatric treatment when it was invented by Dr. Albert Hoffman in 1943? So there are your two questions, and here's your extra time to think about it. All right, James, so your first question, what is the psychological term that describes a person who suffers from brain abnormalities with disorganized speech and hallucinations?
I don't know. I'll be honest. So I'm not going to take a chance.
So I would just remind you, even if you take a chance and get it wrong, it's no more wrong either way.
I don't know. Concussion. I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. It's actually schizophrenia. And then the other one, the hallucinogenic drug we were speaking of, was LSD. Yeah.
What the?
I knew that.
Somebody in here knows a little too much about their hallucinogens. All right, so nothing doing there, but this game is absolutely not over. We shuffle. All right, Jason freaking Myers.
Oh, geez. Famous pairs.
All right, famous pairs that have nothing to do with testicles. All right, so.
Oh, no.
Jason, you need to get this question correct in famous pairs. If you do, you will have a diagonal tic-tac-toe. You will have added an additional $1,500 to your winnings, and you will have a 4-game total of $1,055,000. Let's see, $250 if I did my math correctly. All right. Now, here are your 2 questions. So the first part on famous pairs, I'm going to give you the first person's name. You will give me that person's famous pairmate. And then the second part of the question is going to be, where would we know that pair from? So, for example, I'm going to give you an example one so I'm very clear here. If I said Cain and, the correct answer would be Abel, and then we would know them from the Bible. Okay? All right, so with that being said, so on the famous pair part, your first partner here is Cagney and blank. And then again, the second part of that question is, where would we know that pair from? Here comes your extra time to think about it. All right, Jason. So the first part of your question is to tell me, who is the pairmate for Cagney?
Lacey.
All right, Lacey is correct. And for tic-tac-toe and $1,500, where would we know this famous pair from?
Television.
You've got tic-tac-toe.
Good game.
Specifically CBS.
Yes. America's Most Watched Network.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jason, you have done it once again. You have got yourself another tic-tac-toe. You just continue to add to the money winnings here, and we're kind of hoping you win forever, because as long as you win, we don't have to pay. So, with that being said, we will come back to you and talk to you in a minute about potentially more winnings. But first, James Doe, I can say you had a fantastic showing this time. It was better than your first run when you went up against Brandon. We are going to give you $500 for getting those 2 boxes there, so $250 a piece. How do you feel about your showing this time?
Just the psychology was my weak point, but I kind of weather in 2000. That was easy. Just that psychology was got me.
Well, hey, you have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, though. That was a fantastic run. You know, that board had set itself up there that if you would have gotten that psychology question, not only did you have the block, but then you would have set yourself up to win 2 different ways. So,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, sometimes that's just what happens with the categories. So, hey, we thank you so much for being here again, James. Again, $500 added on to your season winnings. And we hope before the season's over, you'll come back and see us again. Ladies and gentlemen, James Doe.
I'll try to be back.
And with that being said, we're going to take ourselves a commercial break. And then Jason is once again going to go up against that mean, evil dragon we call Fluffy right after this here on Tic-Tac-Toe. All right, welcome back, everybody, here to Tic-Tac-Toe. Jason has got himself his 4th win, and it is time to see if he can get another win against the Dragon. Jason, are you ready for it?
I don't know. Is he still pissed?
Well, I think that's a given. You keep taking his money, so yeah, he's going to be pretty mad.
Fine.
All right, let's do it. All right, by now, Jason, you know the drill. We've got 9 numbered boxes, and behind those boxes, we've got dollar amounts. Get yourself $1,000 more before you find that old dragon, and you're going to win $50K. If you can find tick or tack, we'll also give you that money. But the extra special thing is, of course, as you know, find tick and tack in your first 2 choices, and we double that win to $100,000. You've done it before. Let's see if you can do it again. Fluffy, shoe fly. All right, you know, Jason, you've got the numbers, I've got the time. Where'd we go?
3.
All right, he wants to start in 3. 3 has been a very good number to you. Let's see if it is once again. Seamus, box 3. $500. All right, we're not going to win that bonus this time, but we may win a whole heck of a lot of money. You're halfway there, Jason. Are you starting to get a little too antsy about the flames that are coming out from behind the board there? And you want to take that 500 and go?
Nah, I'm gonna keep going on.
All right, he wants to go on. All right, find me another $500 or tick and tack.
7.
All right, box number 7. That is our cane that we have to use for when Jason comes in here and beats Fluffy up. Let's see, is he going to need it again? Seamus, box 7, please. There's $300. We are up to $800. The drama is picking up. There are 2 boxes up there right now that will give you an instant win on your next selection, or I can give you $800 to walk away right now. What do you want to do, Jason?
Keep going.
All right, where do we go?
1.
All right, he says he wants box number 1. Is this going to be number 1 for him as a winner? Seamus, does he have a win? No, but he has tack. I swear, you are the tick and tack bloodhound. Now the question is, can you finish it off once again? I'm going to assume you're going to push your luck.
Yeah, I'm a damn well try.
All right.
2.
All right, he says 2. There's good odds here. There are 3 boxes up here that give him a win. Only one of them that takes it away from him. Let's see. As we always say, will the 2 give him a top hit? Or will he only get what hits the fan? Seamus, box 2. You did it again!
All right.
Jason freaking Myers is absolutely bankrupting both this show, and I'm about to have to start borrowing money from the head CEO around here, Brandon Scruggs. He might eventually become the new owner of MVG if the current pace continues.
I highly doubt that.
Only if I decide to retire at this point. I'm just saying.
Well, I think we can all agree, Mr. Scruggs, and that is, everyone knows that voice. That is the man, the myth, the legend himself. We can never let him retire. But Jason, you are absolutely taking this show for everything that it is worth and what it's not worth. I mean, Pawn Stars wouldn't give us enough money for this. So, your total now.
Yeah, the best they would do would only be 1,000.
Well, but you know, this has been in my family for a really long time, and it was actually owned for a family friend before that. Couldn't you maybe meet me in the middle at 1,500?
They could do 1,050.
Man, you're killing me here. Well, either way, you now, in 4 games here, previous people could not seem to win this game. You can't seem to lose it. You've won 3 out of 4
Don't put that
times.
juju on me.
And you now have a total, after 4 games, of $1,105,250. For the love of God, man. Please save some money for the other contestants that may eventually win.
I'm trying.
But with that, you know, Jason, just for shiggles, not for any money, where would we have found, since you're good at staying away from him, where would we have found Fluffy at?
I would have said he would have been at 6.
All right, he says 6. All right, standards and practices. They make us do this. Let's see what's behind all the other numbers. Oh, no, he
Okay.
was in 4. But there's that tick again, hanging out in box 8. Box 8 has been a very popular place for tick or tack to be hiding at during your run here. But Jason's got another 50K to his name, and we are quickly about to have to turn the lights off, so we're going to take a commercial break, see if we can find some new sponsors right here on Turd's Tic-Tac-Dough on the MPG Television Network, or what's left of it.
Bye, Dragon.
All right, welcome back here to Turd's Tic-Tac-Dough. You may notice that the podiums are no longer there. We had to sell those off to prepare for Jason's winnings. Jason, you are taking us for everything here, house, home. I think you misunderstood when you came in and you passed that really overweight guy, and he looked at you and he said, "It's free real estate." They didn't mean this entire show.
I'm not here to claim anything.
Well, just as long as you're not here to claim the city of New Jersey, I think we'll be okay. And for those of you that don't get that joke, watch more MVG content. You'll find it eventually. But Jason has come in here. He has hammered us once again, so we're going to have to take about a 192-hour break before we can get ourselves together and do this again. I think I'm going to need some psychological help. Most people would say I needed that before this happened, but that's all the time we've got here. Guys, remember, if you love this content that Brandon and all of us misfits are putting together for you, make sure you hit the like button on both this video and every single thing that Brandon and the rest of us do here at MVG Productions. And make sure you subscribe so that you will be prepared to see what is put out here very, very frequently. But for now, that's all the time we got here at Turd's Tic-Tac-Dough. I believe they tell me they are about to shut the lights off. So, as always, I'm Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Upon contestants over 3 tight but now with great taste in music, more flavors to make you say, I want a pop, with diet gas. Available, and 7, the 5, 7, 3 salad dressing. So it's a salad dressing with your whole family will love, who makes salad special too in the 7. The 14 is the 14 plus. The green substitute of the 14 white and the 14 yellow, you get the color is 14 plus. Heating automatic set-off iron. It's more yellow iron with 6 milk, left on, with system automatically heating imagination network. And a lucky member of our studio audience will receive the enterprise battery operated wall clock, the walnut and the sample. That was just one box that Sally in this company.
Jason, put that buzzer back. We still need it.
Turd's Tic-Tac-Dough is a Grandma Studios production in association with MVG Productions. We'll likely have to find someone to edit this broadcast.